Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop, and you're catching me in a bit of a nostalgic mood this Sunday morning. I think this video is going to go out on Sunday. I've started the practice of recording my videos a day or so in advance to give me a little bit of buffer. So I had today's video all lined up. But of course, we had a news video. We have a news video that we need to go over. Lots of news stories, right? So that's why I'm feeling kind of nostalgic. Like, I kind of miss the old days when the news did stop, right? The news was on at like 9 o'clock and that was it, like for half an hour. The news just I mean, you had big things happen occasionally, but normally the news stopped, and much more so in Doctor Whoville, right? You got press announcements, from John Nathan Turner's office, if you're in the same age bracket as me. But basically, there was a Gallifreyan Guardian once a month in Doctor Who magazine full of stuff that really wasn't that big news. No, today the news never freaking stops, and I would love a bit of a break from it. But no, relentlessly we will carry on. So we got several big news stories. Well, I say big news. They're being bigged up, a lot of them, but they're not big. I don't know. Okay, my day job. I've been a freelance graphic designer for like the last 20-30 years, and oftentimes I well, not so much anymore now. I charge people more. Oftentimes I got calls like in the middle of the night saying, "See, it's an emergency! It's big!" I'm like, dude, it's a flyer. It's a flyer for a fair in 6 weeks' time. Leave me alone. Like. So, none of it's really big news. We will work out together. Before we get into it, can you hit the like button, the share button, the subscribe button? That'll be fan-dabby. Double dose. Like, share, subscribe. What else is there? Substack, baby. Substack. I have my Substack. The link is in the video. By the way, whenever I point to it, and I can't get this right, I do this. This finger is always higher up. Why is that? There. Man, let's try and center it. No, I can't. See, look, they're not even. I'm not a coordinated person. That's basically, that's the truth. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Check out my Substack, which is in that direction, right? The link to it is over there. It's awesome. It's fantastic. It's fan-dabby. Double, nay, triple dozy. Today's Sunday, we're putting out an episode of the Ice Warriors. It's a one-page strip. I coloured it last night. I'm enjoying colouring these, I have to tell you. It's really a lot of fun. I coloured it last night. And it really, went quite well. We're at episode 2 of Black Snows. If you want to go back and pick up the other episodes, they're a page long, right? And I love page long strips. I really take my cues from Alan Barnes, I think, wrote the Sidemen strips with Adrian Salmon doing the art in the 90s. Then, of course, the uber classic Dalek strips from, I was going to say the 50s, but no, the 60s, right? Yeah, those ones. So it's kind of like that, and I do like being able to tell a story, beginning, middle, and end in one page. It's quite nice. We have another thing called Red Goes, where we're putting out a ton of it. If I had, when I say it's me, if I had more time, I'll put more out. There's also a paid version. People who get the paid version have been renowned to win the lottery and win a fair maiden's hand in marriage, whether they're a fair maiden themselves or not. That's just 2022 for you, baby. Whatever it is you want, you could probably get if you subscribe to my Substack and my paid one. Well, listen, even the free one. Hopefully my blessings will rain down upon you even there. And then I got to put out, it's the 30th. That means I've got to put some content on it today. Okay, today. Because it took me a bit by surprise. People started signing up for it. But if you sign up for it, I will make sure you get good content. There's good 50 pages of comics that I'm putting out every month from there. Next month, February, is going to be the premiere of Crown of the Empire, my new graphic novel, which I'm really quite chuffed with. Fine, let's have a look at the news. Okay, so the news also I'm really quite chuffed with. Doctor Who director reveals new Jodie Whittaker regeneration details. So my guess, my strong guess, and it has been for a long time, before Rusty Davis was announced as coming back, is that this is going to be either no regeneration or an open-ended regeneration. Well, now it's essentially a regeneration, but I don't think we're going to see who Jodie Whittaker is regenerating into. And I get the feeling that Russell Davies' new Doctor Who may be a completely different production, like a completely different show. It might be the first Doctor. We don't know, okay? We really don't know, but I think to say there's going to be continuity between the Jodie Whittaker, Chris Chibnall era and RTD2 is not going to happen. Now, the reason I don't think it's going to happen is because the Jodie Whittaker era has been awful. I mean, again, look at this picture of Jodie Whittaker. What? I don't understand how on earth this is a character. Like, what is her... like, okay. I can understand Louise Jameson, right? When she portrays Leela, she sits down and she thinks, what would this character be? What would this savage person who's highly intelligent, dealing with technology, how would they react? How would they? And she thinks about it, and she thinks, well, what would be an authentic way to react? And then she acts that way, and we get a really good performance as Leela. Okay? I think Peter Capaldi did something similar, right? He thought, what would it like to be Doctor Who, right? What would it be like to be the Doctor? And then, like, and he knows a lot about the Doctor, right? He's got incredible knowledge of it, and also he's a very good actor. So we got. I didn't really like his first season that much, but his second season, season 9. He comes in on that tank. I know a lot of you out there hate it. I love it. Okay, I absolutely loved it. I guessed it was Skaro in the pre-title sequence as well. As soon as I saw the biplane firing lasers, I bet that's Skaro. Okay, so but no, because he has such an incredible understanding of the character. He's able to do like and he's a great actor. He was able to do like micro expressions of like a Troughton, a Hartnell, like absolutely incredibly, right? So with that understanding in mind, what is this? What is her full process of going, oh, Doctor Who looks a bit enigmatic and aloof. Oh, again, there's no authenticity whatsoever, in my opinion, with her performance. Like none, zero, zilch, right? If you like her, great, but I just don't see it. I don't see it, and then that's essentially why one of the reasons why it's been absolutely loathed by the British public. The work has been very bad, and also it's been the writing's just been pure platforming of bonkers ideas in a finger wagging. Talking down to you sort of way, which I don't think has gone down very well. You can wreck planets or you can save them. How'd that work out? Did that end climate change? I was going to say global warming, but they moved off from that 10 years ago. Did that end climate change? Did it? No. It just gave the Guardian readers a bit of a thrill, right? That's basically what it was. Ooh, Doctor Who's talking about what I care about. It doesn't matter, it alienates everybody else. Exclusive. Okay, I'll say this all the time. It's only ever an exclusive if anybody gives a shit what it is. I mean, like, literally, if I said, I took a shit this morning and it looked exactly like Peter Capaldi, right? That's not an exclusive because nobody's asking me, right? And I didn't take a shit that looked like Peter Capaldi. If I did, believe me, that would be a video. It'll be kind of gross, but that would have to I'm like, if I ever shit out a Peter Capaldi looking poo, right? If that ever happens, I'll let you know. What happens if you take a shit, it comes out looking like Peter Capaldi, but it's Suicide Squad Peter Capaldi, not Doctor Who Peter Capaldi? Do you just flush it? Probably just flush it at that point. Fine. Although I like Suicide Squad. By the way, Peacemaker. Big recommendation. I like that show a lot. Unlike this piece of garbage. No, I like Doctor Who. I don't like this. Like Hugh Fullerton, the shillings on the shills. Paid in shillings. It's no secret that Jodie Whittaker's scheduled to depart Doctor Who this autumn. Yes, because you know the street parties throughout Britain. Like, happy days are here again. Like, did you notice that? Yeah, that happened in fandom. With the 13th Doctor set to regenerate in a BBC centenary special, which is... mwah, perfect. Nothing it can be better than putting this Doctor Who as the centerpiece of the BBC centenary celebrations, because they can't help themselves but show exactly what the BBC has become. Like, exactly what the BBC has become. Doctor Who is a poster child for failed television that the BBC love. That may also see the return of Sasha Dhawan's Master. Really? May? I mean, well, it was a real subtle hint, wasn't it, when... what's her name? Oh, Allsop? What do they call her? Tech-Toon, but they gave her another name because they wanted to shroud the mystery of that. Nobody gives a shit about. Tech-Toon said... Oh, no, it wasn't Tech-Toon. It was Time, right? Yeah, they're going to be... So she mentioned Master, right? Oh, your enemies and their Master. Like, winking to camera. Oh, God, the Time being a villain thing was really shit. Wasn't it? It was if you haven't seen it, just get your knees and praise the good Lord, if you're an atheist or not. It doesn't matter. Okay, you dodged the bullet there, mate. Let me tell you. And apparently, this time she may be regenerating, maybe a regeneration like no other. You might think, man, if you have absolutely no knowledge of Doctor Who, right? That might happen, right? That might be what you think if you don't know anything about Doctor Who. But fortunately, I see it in an episode or two, so I think I can set you straight there. Going to the episode's director, Jamie Magnus-Stone. Now, Jamie Magnus-Stone is one of the few massive success stories of the Jodie Whittaker era. I think his episodes he directed for Flux worked, generally speaking, in that they entertained an audience and made things rattle along. The other guy wasn't so good, but Jamie Magnus-Stone, I'm very impressed, right? Also, was it the woman who directed Eve of the Daleks? I think she did a great job, and I would really like to see them carry over into RTD2, right? Especially the Eve of the Daleks woman. It was the first professional, I think first mainstream piece of work, right? And she was a diversity hire, but man, when you have a diversity hire that can actually do the job, leap all over that, right? Because I think she did an excellent job. Script was awful, but I think she did it. How on earth do you direct a Dalek not being able to open a door, right, and have them still appear fearsome? Do it quickly, I guess. Have made a crucial change in the usual style of regeneration that could have some significant effects. But not talking about special effects, I take it. I'm very fortunate and I'm directing the last one of them, so I'm actually doing her regeneration. So she's regenerating, right? I thought, before Rusty Davis came out, I thought they were guys going to do, as I said, an open regeneration. We don't see who's regenerating to, or no regeneration, right? I really thought that might be going on. He told Radio Times as part of a longer conversation. Basically, her last day was most of the crew's last day of filming as well. So I'm going to put this down to the director. The director doing a good job. And I rank on Doctor Who all the time, right? I wrote this era of Doctor Who all the time. I am so happy to say positive things about it. I was watching Star Trek 4 last night, The Voyage Home, which is brilliant. Okay, it's so good. But I do like these reviews. I think we're putting it out today on Sunday of with screen grabs going through the whole thing of awful shows. Boba Fett and Star Trek Discovery. I'm really tempted to do one for Star Trek 4, also just things I like as well, because I'm so much happier talking about things I like and things not being garbage. Generally speaking, I'm on board for. So yeah, making her last day of filming and doing it chronologically, I think is a really good idea, because I think that emotional resonance that you build up, which, listen, she's been awful as a doctor. Mandy McGill's been awful as whatever her name is. Yaz, the bestest ever. They've been terrible, right? Absolutely terrible, with paper-thin scripts that were horribly written. They still clearly have emotionally invested. I think it was an emotional wrench to move on, as it always is, as any change in life always is. Okay, so I think putting her last scene and doing it in chronologically, I think is a very good idea and a testament to the director's superior ability, right? So it's all orchestrated to have this big final last day, and we shot that last day for Jodie in story order. So we ended up with her last scene, but before that, there were so many tears. Listen, tears of joy for us over here, mate. So, swings and roundabouts. But there's a new twist we're teasing. Well, but what's the new twist we're teasing? Well, Stone revealed that usually a Doctor's big change would not take place unusually the Doctor's big change would not take place in TARDIS, noting the iconic blue box time machine was used for a late scene before the crucial Regeneration was filmed instead. Okay. So it's outside the TARDIS. It's not unprecedented. I mean, let me think. Hartnell regenerated in TARDIS. Troughton didn't really regenerate, he did it on screen, on a weird screen, on the, with lots of different faces. Tweeter Baker was outside the TARDIS, that was in unit headquarters, I think next to the TARDIS, I guess. But with a bit of help from, what's the name, Clab Poe or whatever. Man, listen, the crazes that are normally fans of this era are... they don't like Talons of Weng Chiang because, oh no, evil yellow face, which means they've all wasted this in the past. Nobody let them know about the Planet of Spiders, which does exactly the same thing. So that was outside the TARDIS. Baker to Davison outside the TARDIS, not even close to the TARDIS, right? It was under the radio microscope. By the way, the Blu-ray of season 18, right, where it regenerates, and they do new special effects for Logopolis, and they actually reshot him hanging. Somebody was a double, obviously, hanging from the telescope. So much better, like just so much better, so much stronger. Right, that's like all the Blu-ray sets, a real recommend. So that was outside the TARDIS. Davison to Baker, Colin Baker inside the TARDIS with a fantastic view of Nicola Bryant's cleavage. Far more interesting than the actual regeneration. Colin Baker, well, that was inside the TARDIS, Time in the Rani. Sylvester McCoy to McGann. Well, he was shot as he came out of the TARDIS. No, he regenerated in the morgue, right? So that was not in the TARDIS. Then we got McGann was also outside the TARDIS into the War Doctor inside the TARDIS. Okay, so it's not unheard of, right? Everybody clapped her, okay? Fine. And Mandip, actually everybody clapped them into the TARDIS for the last time. And there was some tears still recalled. Look, I know this has been, you think you've done the best as ever, right? This has been an emotional roller coaster for you. You haven't. Okay, it's been really bad. Okay, really. The analogy I used to give, which I haven't given it for quite some time. Okay, yeah, I used to live in Miami, North Miami Beach, and the local grocery store there was called Publix. Then we had it like right next door to our slum apartment, right? It really was a slum. And one time I was in there, and an elderly gentleman was in there, and he had sadly, his elderly gentleman pooped himself like quite a lot. Like there was a lot going on, right? So I kept a wide berth, but that's essentially the grocery store equivalent to how the Chibnall era has gone down. Chibnall and Whittaker era has gone down. Massively pooping yourself in confusion in a large grocery store. Clean up on aisle 9. Clean up on the BBC. Everybody clapped us. They gave her the clap. That's nice enough. Stone record. We shot the last ever scene in the TARDIS and said goodbye to the TARDIS, and then there were some tears. Oh, for God's sake! Stop already! Be professional! Oh, no! We're leaving! We're not destroying Doctor Who anymore! Oh, who's going to be studied? Who's going to be brave? Who's going to lecture the children? Oh, no! Well, is it going to be a role model for little girls? Because little girls can't be anything other than... Oh, I don't know, just pick daisies unless they get a role model of a stunning and brave woman. Oh, I'm worried that we're going to rebuild the glass ceiling. Darling, you didn't break the glass ceiling. All you did is break the ratings. Then we went out to film basically her regeneration. What does basically mean? Again, I do not think there's going to be any connective tissue between this era and RTT2. because this era is unusually awful and unusually failed. That's the reason there is an RTD2. And the last shot we did I think, will be the last shot in the episode as well. So it was really nice to do things in sequence. And it was mostly Jodie and Mandit scenes that on that last day, and it was super emotional. The rumor is that Jodie regenerates by kissing Yaz to take a weeping angel out of her. I mean, you got to know the love story is gonna progress, isn't it? I mean, really? If not, okay, who's Chibnall going to be have people mad at him? The people who like Doctor Who, or the piss babies on Twitter? I think he's more scared of those piss babies on Twitter, even though there's a lot less of them. While the choice of where the Doctor regenerates might not seem significant, it's unusual for the... Well, we've been through them all, mate. Not that unusual. For the scene to be set outside the TARDIS environs. It has usually been done, most notably, Tom Baker turned into Peter Davison in an outdoor... it hasn't been... Was it? It has been done before, most notably Tom Baker and Peter Davison in an outdoor setting, which was very much TC1 or TC3, television center. I mean, that was not a set that made you go, oh, they're outdoors. No. And Sylvester McCoy handed over to Paul McGann in the San Francisco morgue. That was right. A bit of gurning. And in both cases, it was traumatic experience for the Doctor, forcing him to recuperate for some time. But 1 second. What about David Tennant? He had to recuperate for some time as well, didn't he? Inside, and he regenerated inside the TARDIS. Don't they all need to recuperate for some time? Isn't that what you do when you regenerate? Certainly, that was basically the entire of Capaldi's first episode, which was good. Certainly, the the modern post 2005 era, we've never seen a Doctor regenerate into a version outside the TARDIS, including prequel episode Night of the Doctor. What are you talking about? That was outside the TARDIS. That wasn't what? Oh, excluding, not including. Okay, so then what's it? You can't say we've never seen it apart from this one time. What the hell? That's never happened apart from that. What? It's like, you remember that Blackadder, where Blackadder trying to teach Baldrick how to do adding and say, okay, Baldrick, we have 2 beans and we have 2 more beans. What does that make? And he says, a very small casserole. And so, yes and no. But a little bit later he goes, 3. What? And that one. It's the same thing. It's never happened. Apart from that time, it happened, right? For production purposes, it's often easier to locate the series, locate it in the series' long-standing set. If it's being kept a secret, there's much easier way to keep the new Doctor under wraps that way. There's new Doctor's never been kept under wraps. In the modern era, you say, it's only been done this way in the modern era. Apart from the one time it wasn't. It's only been done this way in the modern era, and it's much easier to keep the new Doctor under wraps, which has never happened, right? Were we shocked when we saw David Tennant's face? No. Were we shocked when we saw Matt Smith's face? They announced him 14 months earlier. Same with Capaldi. No one's ever... Oh, God. So stupid. He kept secret. It's my... That's never been a consideration. Though with who are about to go through a change behind the scenes, this time might have been prudent to go in a different direction. Why is there a change behind the scenes? Oh, yes. Because Chris Chibnall killed Doctor Who. That's why there is a change behind the scenes. After all, returning showrunner Rusty Davies' new era has yet to begin filming yet. Could they really keep the TARDIS standing for a year? Oh, more... Okay, excuse me. When David Tennant regenerated into Matt Smith, it was part of the End of Time production block, right? It was part of that previous episode production block. And they actually said on Confidential, do you remember when there used to be Doctor Who Confidential, that, what was it, Moffat and Matt Smith and whoever it was came in, right? Piers Wenger probably came in for that one scene, and they were in charge of being in charge of that one scene, right? But it was part of End of Time. Was it part 2, part 3? Part 2 production block. Yeah, no, they don't keep the set standing around. I don't know if he's a moron or a liar. My guess is both, right? My guess is absolutely both. Standing around for a year. What nonsense. Or wouldn't it be easier and more flexible to bridge production gap, having the Doctor change in a neutral, separate location, which they could be revisited with a second actor much more easily? That's not happening, you lying piece of garbage, okay? They want to have no connective tissue between Chibnall's era and Russell Davies' era, because Chibnall's era has been a disaster! It would certainly give more breathing room to the new production team, who might not have cast the new Doctor as quickly and spend more time in pre-production. Previously, fans have noted that Whittaker's TARDIS appeared to have been dismantled in in whose Cardiff Studios, leading to some to speculate the Doctor must have filmed the next one must have filmed the half Regeneration already. Clearly, that's not necessarily the case. So yeah, no, again, stop pretending this era of Doctor Who is anything close to being normal, right? It's not. It's garbage, right? It's failed garbage, and that's not an opinion statement. That's going by every metric possible to define what failed garbage is. If this isn't failed garbage, well, not this. Sorry, David, mate. Didn't mean to. Oh, sorry, Peter, mate. Although you were changing into Jodie at the time. Okay, if this isn't failed garbage, I don't know what bloody is failed garbage. The Doctor regenerates, and which actor will take over and Whittaker still remains under wrap. David Tennant rumours notwithstanding, still not denied. I still think though it's Bad Wolf being good at marketing, right? I really think that's what's going down. Maybe it is. Maybe I can't say no. I can't say no about anything. After Russell Davies came back, I can't say no about anything, right? Because anything is possible. Well, not anything. I mean, yeah, they're not going to give Frobisher the showrunner job because he's not real. And altogether, there are still, although I'd like to, man, okay, they do animated Doctor Who, which that's rumors flying around, and oh man, I hope it's true, right? I really hope we get a Frobisher episode. Frobisher was the shape-changing penguin. Well, he wasn't a penguin, he was a Will the Fifth. It was an alien. It was a shape-changing alien who liked being a penguin, right? Got stuck as a penguin occasionally, not that often. And together there was plenty of mysteries about what's coming in Jodie Whittaker's final Doctor Who moments. He hasn't had any Doctor Who moments. Still, from the sounds of all, the Cloak and Dagger will be worth it in a no. Well, it felt really, I don't know, like the end of an era, and very important but very lonely, said Stone in Jodie Whittaker's voice for some unknown reason. There were like 100 extra people on set that day. Everyone came down to watch the last slate go up. I felt very lucky to be a part of it. Yeah, well, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. It all worked out nicely. I think that everything we shot that day is going to be absolutely lovely. And I think I can't wait for you to show you guys. See, this is why I feel bad, right? Because I think this guy's worked hard. I think a lot of people have worked hard. I think a lot of people have put their heart and soul into things. And into stuff that just nobody really cares about. It's sad. It's kind of sad. We're sure that one or two fans out there who might have a mild interest in watching too. I think one or two is back your number, mate. Right? I think that's basically it. So yeah, what was it? Why did Doctor Who become so freaking awful? Right? Like essentially because it was used as a platform to broadcast a strange ideology, which the crazes who are broadcasting it, when I say crazes, I mean the BBC, they don't want any debate about it. They just want to brainwash you into accepting it. Like, you know, Apple's putting out a pregnant man emoji. I mean, really, we live in parody. How much parody do we live in? Every time I see any indication of the Queen Latifah equalizer, I feel like I'm watching a parody ad in 30 Rock, right? We live in absolute parody. So why is it they wanted to use Doctor Who to platform these ridiculous ideas that nobody really believes in. Even the people platforming them don't really believe in them in any way. It's because Doctor Who is popular. How popular is Doctor Who? Very bloody popular. Only Fools and Horses Doctor Who named the best shows the BBC's ever made, and that's why. And believe me, Jodie Whittaker wants to pin herself, or just Jim, not Jodie, want to pin herself to this to somebody else's success. That's entirely what's going on. Only Fools and Horses have been named the most loved show the BBC of all BBC series of all time. I think I saw David Jason say he wouldn't mind returning to the role. Man, I'll be up for that. Okay, I mean, not on BBC. Although again, they can do it without being painfully woke, but you never know. I mean, you got to assume they're going to be, right? Also being all time in an exhaustive vote decided by a panel of industry experts and the general public. Well, get the industry experts off. Let's see what the industry experts have done to the bloody industry. The survey conducted by The One Show, so it's scientifically accurate, to kick off the BBC's 100 celebrations, which will be happening through the year as the broadcast service celebrates its centenary and its defunding at the same time. Yes, nothing really says success more than that. Long-running sci-fi drama Doctor Who was close behind number 2 spot, having been a huge part of British pop culture since back in '63. Strictly Come Dancing most recently continues to reel in the audience every year. Most recently crowning EastEnders, Rose, Alien, Ellis, and Giovanni Pennant as I have no idea. Okay, David told The One Show, "I'm delighted that the Only Fools and Horses seem to be as popular as ever, and that The One Show viewers have enjoyed it so much over the years." Now, would you be interested in seeing an Only Fools and Horses and Doctor Who crossover? I kind of would. Really? I kind of would. Which Doctor would you want it to be? Maybe, I think Capaldi or Matt Smith or David Tennant. I'll be happy with any of those, right? I would love to see that. I think it'll be better than the EastEnders crossover. It was such a great. What was it? It was such a great show to be part of, and I am pleased it has given so many laughs and continues to do so to this day. From the brilliant writing of John Sullivan all the way down the entire team in front of and behind the camera. Let's just say lovely jubbly, and that's why we love it, mate. That's why we love it. So the top 10 was Only Fools and Horses, Doctor Who, Strictly Come Dancing, Line of Duty, I said Duty, Call the Midwife, Gavin and Stacey, 40 Towers. Wow, 40 Towers and Blackadder and Morecambe and Wise is below Strictly Come Dancing. I think that's a sign of the apocalypse, quite frankly. And somehow Vicar Dibley is more than Dad's Army. It's just wrong, mate. It's just wrong, okay? That's just wrong. And I would say evil. Fine. So yeah, that's basically why. Yes, Prime Minister's number 15. Didn't like it. Never seen it at all. But anyway, so good for you, Only Fools and Horses, and of course Doctor Who. Now, you know, some people will say these changes in Doctor Who are absolutely necessary, right? Absolutely necessary. Without those changes we made in Doctor Who, we're all going to be bigots, right? And that's just what's going to happen. Unless Doctor Who can re-educate us not to be bigots, we're all going to be icky-wicky bigots and sexists. So good news, everybody. Because Big Finish, those purveyors of questionable quality audio drama, used to be awesome. They're on the case. They are completely and totally on the case. And they absolutely know how to end sexism forever. End it forever. Because they're doing it. And this is the 3rd time they've ended it forever. Incredibly. The Protectors of Time for International Women's Day. Now, I do want to point out that women are not, in fact, a minority. They're the majority, right? And there's any indication whatsoever that women have lesser rights in the Western world, I will join hands with anybody and march with them against it. I think that's intrinsically wrong. Of course, I'm not going to have to join hands with anybody and march with anybody because it's not true. It's just not true. The 8th of March is back. 3 new audio adventures bringing together a team of powerful women. Oh, yes, because there's never been powerful women before. Speaking of which, Star Trek 4, watching last night, opens up with a black female captain of a starship, right? And I was like, this was, what, 85? And nobody blinked, right? Admiral Cartwright was back. Nobody blinked. And I don't know what this sexist, racist world that Big Finish thinks they're coming to repair, but it never, ever, well, it did exist, but it hasn't existed for decades. But thank God they are going to break the glass ceiling and save us from sexism. And honestly, here's the thing. The thing I don't like about this, and if you want to buy it, fine, good for you, right? But the thing I don't like about it is the attitude of like this smug pride, like, look at us. We're so virtuous. Look, oh, nobody's ever, oh, a woman being somehow the protagonist and the hero. Oh, how could that be? I mean, like, in what world are they living? Oh, woman! Oh, I should stay in the kitchen, making babies and dinner. Oh, no, what world is this? Nobody thinks this way at all. 3 bringing the powerful women from the universe in a new box set to be released on International Women's Day. Oh, I wonder. Are they going to have a release of the Fat Jews of Doctor Who on International Fat Jew Day? Okay, because I think I feel not represented. I feel maligned. Help me! I'm feeling maligned. The 8th of March, Protectors of Time, because, well, thank God they can, comprises of 3 stories featuring the Doctor's daughter Jenny, the mysterious socialite cat burglar Lady Christine D'Souza. By the way, Georgia Tennant and Michelle Ryan, let me ask you, if you weren't very, very attractive, do you think we would know your names? No, we wouldn't, would we? I'm sorry, but that's a major reason why you got your jobs, because you are physically very, very, very attractive. And don't get me wrong, I'm all above you being physically very, very attractive. Time Lady, no, she's still very svelte. Time Lady and custodian of K9 Romana Lala Wood. They're K9 in it, no, Iki Man. Again, Lala baby, do you think you got your job on not looking attractive? I think you're being a little bit unrealistic. Also along for the ride are Karney Shomron. Now, okay, I'm actually kind of happy about this because I was never a fan of Sarah Jane Adventures, but I am a fan of that era of Doctor Who. I know there are a lot of people fans of Sarah Jane. They grew up with it. She's great, Angela Mahindra. I like her in pretty much everything I've seen her in. I mean, I felt bad for her at that time she was in the Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who. That was just... oh boy, I honestly felt like, really, I think you deserve better than that. But I like her when she's in the behind the sofa things on the Blu-rays. She was with she's married to Sacha Dhawan. Great insights. Like, I really enjoyed her. I like watching normies watch Doctor Who, right? I really think they should do some Sarah Jane Adventures spin-off things. I think that'll probably do well. Tenacious Brothers Sarah Jane Smith investigating climate changes. Oh, really? With third Doctor companion Jo Jones. Although I had to tell you, okay, if they want to do a new female-led series, Jo Jones and Rani, yeah, look, it's not for me. I think it's a good idea, though. I think it's good, as long as they make it about stories and character, not about being, oh, we're stunning and brave, breaking the glass ceiling. Katie Manning and the diligent Masterline Jack J. Griffiths. Never heard of it. So that's Protector Time is now available for £20 or $17 for download. Not that interested. Scattered through space and time and space. Many women, because men can't help, many women have crossed paths with the Doctor. Some of them were fellow TARDIS travellers, some were allies defending Earth, and one was the Doctor's daughter. Crossing the boundaries of E-space from a mysterious space station to a London bus, and from Amazon to the moon. The 8th of March, 3 very different adventures unfold. Again, it just seems like... look at us, being stunning and brave. Oh, look at us, we're the best as ever. So, Stolen Futures, Romana and K9. This is by Elizabeth Miles. She's not very good, I'm sorry. Elizabeth, let's see what she's done. She just really is. She's done a lot of, like, very mediocre things. Oh, actually, this wasn't. Babe in the Bush was awful, right? Absolutely awful. This was a Grey Man on the Mountain was, underwhelming. Yeah, okay, see, they're all like, also rans, basically. Not really interested in any of them at all. But this is what happens. I mean, I'm sorry, Elizabeth, you're a diversity hire, which means that I don't think that you are... I don't think story is first, right? I don't think quality of your work is the first consideration. I think that your gender is, really, quite frankly. And I think it's a... disingenuous of to do it for you. But honestly, with this release, they're not really selling it on quality. They're selling it on agenda. Get anybody in, which is apparently what they've done. East Space and the ancient and noble was it Rwanda came down and stayed in East Space to help an ancient and noble people freed from their shackles. But first they must heal the divisions in the ranks. And we see a very different future for the Pharaoh race, okay? Prison by Abigail Burdess, and I'm just going to assume it's not going to be good, right? Because, again, I've never heard of Abigail Burdess before, but it's all women, stalling and brave! Later Christians is crashing an exclusive party in search of a priceless diamond out in deep space. Time travelers Jenny and Noah collide with a strange diamond-shaped vessel. What is Prism and what does it have and what does it want with Earth? Are these even related in any way? Finally, The Tides of Time by Nina Milnes. Again, never done anything before. In the footsteps of Sarah Jane, Randy is investigating a strange weather phenomenon called in an old friend to help Joe Jones. But UNIT is on the case, led by Science Officer Jack. Soon, 3 women will be on a mission to the moon. Okay. Thank God, sexism's over. Never again will we see sexism. Okay. I just like, do we have any? What a marvelous way to spend International Women's Day, says Sci-Fi Pulse. I don't understand why, how are they praising this that hasn't come out yet? Listen to strong, kind, funny women defined by themselves and not only empowering, but gives a hope for the future. The Who Show. Yeah, no, forget it, because this is the, I don't think this is going to be their big seller. Okay, let's just put it that way. I don't think they're retiring on this one. Tremendously entertaining, I doubt that. These characters are bold and brilliant. Well, they are women. They have this the best as ever. And we should be celebrating them every day. Every day should be women. Every day is bloody Women's Day, mate. The all-female writers each do the characters justice. I doubt that. Director Helen Goldwyn does an amazing job, as always, to ensure the cast are wonderful. Yeah, not interested. Okay, better. But thank you, Big Finish. Saving women once again, the bestest ever. Now, the bestest ever, I think we're saving for the last story. The last story of the day. I had another one lined up, but look, we've gone on long enough. I think I had to stop the recording this twice to go and pick up this thing my daughter just had delivered. First, I had to stop recording when she phoned me to tell me it was being delivered, and the second time is when the delivery person was here. But there you go. So the last story we're going to cover today. Bit of a strange one. Comes from Dr. Alex. Dr. Alex, of course, the author of the fantastic Season 12, Season 13. I review them every week. He puts out an episode every week. So the final's like, better than any of this garbage. Better than anything Big Finish has heard. For the love of story, man, their new ident Big Finish is awful. Okay, it's just awful, but I'm not playing it right now. Last one comes from Dr. Alex, and a bit of a doozy. Who would have thought it? A bit of a controversial casting rumour, this one. Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson is the Doctor. Yes, Jordan Peterson, the famous alt-right, very, very clever person. Doctor Who rating saved us. Dr. Regeneration to Dr. Jordan Peterson. Look, this is a Babylon Bee article. Okay, but it's just... firstly, that Photoshop, nearly perfect, right? Nearly absolutely perfect. Secondly, the it's just funny. Okay, let's read this. Gallifrey reports indicate that just as the fallen Doctor was regenerating a strong, powerful, diverse female, the 14th Doctor has instead taken the form of Dr. Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson is one of the most hated people in the Twitter artists list of many people that they hate. They hate pretty much everybody. From Dr. B said, what was certain to be the most stunning and brave, and not to mention, I'm so glad I'm reading that, not to mention the lowest rated season yet, has now been subverted entirely by the emergence of a Dr. Peterson as the newest Time Lord. It's like, no, if you betray yourself, if you say untrue things, you weaken your character, said Dr. Peterson, when asked why he returned as a man. For God's sake, you can't, you just can't bloody live with that kind of paradox in life, lying to yourself. I guess that's true there. Sources say the new Doctor wasted no time in setting his space and time traveling TARDIS in order, visiting some of the worst parts of and greatest villains in history. First, he visited the Cybermen, telling them if they actually wanted to call themselves men, they could start by cleaning their own room. Well, yeah. Well, listen, I've always found, cyber architects, Cybermen be quite tidy. I mean, look at the time they broke into that tomb in Tellus. Seemed to be quite in order, didn't it? I mean, other than the dead person outside just electrocuted by the doors. Sources say the new Doctor, they can cleaning their own room. It isn't obvious to me now how Daleks are any different from lobsters, said Dr. Beeser's landing on the Dalek homeworld Skaro. Both can be vicious, territorial creatures operating within their dominance hierarchies, and yet soft and vulnerable beneath their impenetrable armor. That's a pretty good point, actually. Okay, I'm hearing that. The Doctor proceeded to swiftly reprimand the Daleks and set their own life in order before they tried to exterminate the world. Interest in the show has grown considerably following the introduction of the new Doctor. What was once a fan base known for a bunch of whiny nerds who smell is now redefined as a fan base of bold intellectuals who stand up straight with their shoulders back, taking life head on. Yeah, okay. Taking life head on. At publishing time, Dr. Jordan Peterson has embarked in the TARDIS. Well, that's not really the right way to spell TARDIS. You need, I wouldn't put the periods at the end, after each letter, into the most bizarre timeline yet, an Earth where an actual science was ignored and citizens allowed themselves to be oppressed by overreaching government mandates. Well, that's just pure fantasy, isn't it? Pure fantasy, the type that we would love on Doctor Who. If only this wasn't a joke. Okay, I think I could be quite up for this Doctor. What do you think? My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.